Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome back to Barb's Basement. Unfortunately, I am not able to be joined by my friends Zachary and Benjamin because we're currently living through a pandemic and quite possibly one of the absolute worst times to be alive in human history. It's probably not true. So I figured why not pop a squat in the toilet, let my legs go numb, and reread Star Wars Legacy. Star Wars Legacy is set 137 years after the Battle of Yavin, making it the story set furthest in the old expanded universe timeline. So this is a brand new series on our channel that's going to be ongoing, where I'll be covering every single issue of Star Wars Legacy, all the way up to Star Wars Legacy War. Take your face mask off, grab your favorite quarantine snack, and enjoy. The story begins in the immediate aftermath of the Sith Imperial War, which saw Emperor Ronfell align the Imperial Remnant with the One Sith, led by Darth Krayt, a weird death cult type Sith sect that was in hiding for decades on Korriban. You'd think that more people would go to check that planet out every once in a while. So the One Sith were this group of dark side force users who worshiped Darth Krayt as the embodiment of the dark side's will. So the Sith were united behind one leader. Darth Krayt was looking for any excuse to attack the galaxy at large, so when they found out about the Jedi and the Galactic Alliance's efforts to terraform planets that had once been destroyed by the Yuuzhan Vong, they had their perfect scapegoat: sabotaging the Jedi's efforts to help the people of the galaxy. He managed to successfully turn the galaxy's view of the Jedi on its head, giving the Empire and the One Sith the perfect scapegoat to ignite a war. The story kicks off in the middle of yet another Jedicide. The Galactic Alliance has officially lost the war, and Darth Nihil and the One Sith have trapped Jedi Master Cole Skywalker and the Jedi Order on Ossus. Up until this point in the war, the One Sith were gaslighting the entire galaxy and making them think that they weren't like Darth Vader and Darth Sidious. They weren't your grandpappy's Darksiders. But Sith gotta do what the Sith gotta do. Sith start killing Jedi, Jedi start killing Sith. Darth Nihil proclaims that Darth Krayt will not make the same mistakes that Palpatine made, and that all Jedi must die. Cade Skywalker's master Wolf Sazin is mortally wounded by Darth Nihil. This forces Cade to leap into action to try to help his master. Cole scolds Cade, knowing that if he fights alongside him, he will definitely die. I mean, look how many Sith there are. There are tons. And he knows that he must help save the remaining Padawans. With great reluctance, Cade flees to his ship with Wolf. Cade, in anger, uses a healing ability to bring his master back from the brink of death. A la Rey Skywalker?
Well, that's all a lie. Nope.
Some would say this ability is unnatural, including Wolf, who is totally not about it. After Cole Skywalker is killed by Darth Nihil's jazz hands, Cade hops to an X-Wing determined to kill as many Sith as he possibly can. He promptly fakes his death and bails, with his master citing that he would have sensed his Padawan's death in the Force, because when Cade brought him back from death, it increased their Force bond with one another. With Cole Skywalker dead, the Jedi Order scattered, Cade Skywalker faking his own death, and the Galactic Alliance all but destroyed, Ronfell is able to lay claim to the title of Emperor of the Galaxy. That's at least until Darth Krayt rolls in with his posse, they kill Ronfell and his Imperial Knights. But the time for celebration is cut short when Darth Krayt reveals that it's actually a body double of Ronfell, causing him to get very spicy with Darth Maladai. But Krayt isn't the only one that's spicy, because Moff Morlish Veed is also upset that Darth Krayt, a literal Sith Lord, went back on his promise of handing him all of the power in the galaxy. It's as if this man has never seen Star Wars before. After Krayt does a few murders, he tells Darth Warlock, his most trusted confidant, that his body is failing him, and that he's at risk of this mysterious illness consuming his body. Despite this, he must still appear like a big, strong, powerful boy, since not all of the Moffs are super pleased with this really aggressive Sith takeover of the government. Warlock notes that Krayt is iron-willed, but he should go back into some form of healing trance or stasis. Unluckily for our protagonist back on Ossus, Cade has just tapped into the dark side keg and healed his master, revealing his powers to the new Emperor. Krayt can sense through the Force that this was clearly a Jedi, but he has no idea that it's a Jedi from the most famous family in the entire galaxy, a Skywalker. Krayt proclaims that his vision is not yet a reality, but with a little bit of elbow grease and good old-fashioned murder, the One Sith will solidify their power grab. Thus concludes the first issue of Star Wars Legacy. If it isn't obvious, this is my absolute favorite era of Star Wars. I think that it doesn't get enough credit for the things that it brings to the expanded universe. It drops you right into the middle of the action the same way A New Hope does. You get to see the progression of Luke's Jedi Order and the ways that it differs from the Jedi of the Old Republic. And I think that the Sith in this series are really fascinating, and trust me, they only get more insane as the story progresses. Some really dark shit goes down in this series. I think that one of the best parts about this series is that it ties in so many different eras of the Star Wars expanding universe. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be uploading videos every single Sunday covering Star Wars Legacy, so hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Be safe, wash your hands.